no matter your education, that you walk away with some sort of intent on how to make the oceans, your life, better, and that you have internalized an experience here. So this is where the Whale Fest is held on Fisherman's Wharf. This is the current view. So it's on Fisherman's Wharf, on the causeway, and a smattering of very close by locations. So we have about 18 research institutes that surround our bay, and we draw on those institutes. The Pregnant Lady is the boundaries of the Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary from the Coral Banks down to Cambria, and includes the Davidson Seamount. The bay is about the same depth as the Grand Canyon, and it was probably formed by landslides. That's per George Matsumoto with Mabari. And these are what you would see if you went whale watching or if you were on a research boat. These are Rizzo dolphins. This one is known as Casper. It's an albino. And here you have one leaping with a smile on his face. This is a normal, not normal, but it's not an odd occurrence where you have acres and acres and acres of dolphins leaping through the bay. And I don't know, Peggy, are these Rizzo dolphins?
Those there, I'm pretty sure those are the
white-sided?
common dolphins right
Common
there.
dolphins, okay.
We'll see them, they call that a stampede. And they also say, look for the boiling water.
What do they call it?
They call it a stampede.
A stampede. Oh, that is, I think that's my shot. Anyway, it's a phenomenal experience. I hope you have had an opportunity. As the slide said, humping, these are humpbacks, breaching, and lunch feeding, which is very exciting to experience. If they just come up like this, like 5 or 6 of them, it's just really cute. This is my shot. It's a molo. And this one was about the size of a garage. I think it was about as tall as this room. And of course, they're not very wide. I don't know how wide that one would be. Maybe 3 feet wide or something like that. Anyway, lots of fun. Hey, okay. Who are our attendees? Our attendees are people of all ages, all education, all demographics. And our participants are agencies, organizations, businesses, institutions, and government agencies. So how we meet our mission, this is some of it. So push on and show you all the different ways. These are some of our world-renowned scientists. Throw a dart, pick a subject, and we've got them here on our bay. You want to know something about something really special about a marine subject? We've got that expert here. It is incredible who we can source for our symposium. This is Steve Longhart. He's with NOAA, and his specialty is kelp forest. This is Steve Haddock. This is a U.S. postal stamp. This is his photograph. He studies bioluminescence. Very exciting. And he's with Mabari. Okay. Greg Kaye, founder of Moss Landing Marine Labs and Pacific Shark Research Center. Adam Ratner, who's head of Marine Mammal Center, and they brought to us a marine release this year. We didn't know what we were going to have, but we ended up with 2 sea lions, and I'll show you some photographs later. Anyway, they got released, they ran in the water, they kissed, and then they keep going. And here we have Alison Howe, the professor from CSUNB, and her area of expertise is black abalone. As you can see, as I go through our symposium speakers, we have quite a variety. This is the tip of the iceberg. Okay, John Ryan and John Joseph. Okay, they've got hydrophones out in the bay. We had to bring in special speakers in order to have your butt properly rattled by the sounds of the blue whale. They are so low and they vibrate so deep. And it was a very exciting presentation to be able to have. By the way, our presentations are in the Wharf Theater. This is Dan Costa from UCSC. He's elephant seals. He works California, the Galapagos, and the Arctic. Brian Balcom works a lot in Africa, but he is working the Pacific plastic patch. What do we call it? So the Great Ocean.
Garbage
what do we call
patch.
that?
Garbage.
Garbage patch. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Jay Nichols, author of Blue Mind, New York Times best seller. The book starts out how water is basically delightful, moves into the cellular level, why you need it, why you need to hear it, why you need to see it, feel it, the entire reaction of what happens when I say cellular level. How do your cells change? What do they look like when you hear water, when you feel it, the difference between being at extreme and taking a bath.
And your Cal alumni,
Oh, I didn't know that.
your husband.
Oh, Nick, right, and my husband Nick. And he's holding up Jay's blue marble. Every time Jay gives a presentation, he hands out a blue marble to save the earth. That's what it is. Bill Gillian is one of my best friends because he saved me when we had one of our speakers not show up, and I saw him and I said, Bill, you're my new best friend, can you please give a presentation on anything you want? And he is the world-renowned expert on Humboldt Spring. At the moment, he is extremely distraught because these things used to be 20 to 30 feet long, and now they're reaching in the Sea of Cortez full maturity at 2 feet. So he doesn't know what's going on, and he's doing lots of research trying to figure it out. Okay, I said about the Leatherback turtle. Scott Benson does a whole lot of research on our friends who come to Monterey Bay from Indonesia. Bill Duros is a huge supporter of the Whale Fest. He is in charge of 5 marine sanctuaries for Washington, Oregon, and throughout California and Tyler Gain gave us the history of what a bird has gone through by studying their sea feathers. He's with the aquarium, as opposed to Navarre aquarium. Okay, Jerry Goldwagen is with Hopkins. He attaches cameras to whales and studies them. And we have Peggy here today, who's the founder and director of Marine Life Studies. And at the Whale Fest, I have a slide of that too, she teaches people how to disengage whales. And this is her boat. And this is an action going on with the entangled humpbacks. And this is her boat. This is the currency.
Yeah, that's currency.
This
but-
is currency.
Yeah, but
Right,
now
it's
we
a
have
play
a
on
different
words.
boat on it. We still have the Hypalon boat, but now
Okay.
we have a wing on the back of our boat that's specially designed for disentanglement.
Okay.
I'll have to get you a new picture.
And these are our cultural and historical presenters. Tim Thomas is a walking museum, and I know some of you plan to join him afterwards for a history of the war. You can ask him anything. He will talk. He can talk forever because he's just so knowledgeable, and I've been begging all sorts of people to just sit him down and record him. Our documentary film we show at lunchtime, and they are fascinating, and many of them are award winners. To have a booth here, we give a 10-foot space, 10 by 10, or much longer. The requirement is that you have an interactive, dynamic, marine-oriented booth. Anyway, I especially applaud 4th graders. They come up with brilliant ideas. And then we have some exhibits that take a whole lot more than that. These are some of our education booths. Jeff Schuster was one of our speakers this last year. And these are some of our participants. I realize it's a quick scan. As far as Alcorn, people I haven't mentioned before, Alcorn Slough, let's see, who else haven't I mentioned? Shark Research Center, Sacred Whales, Sailor Shore, Surf Rider, Science Seafloor, ROV, and here we have Steve Shimmick, who all he does is sue organizations in order to try to preserve the otters. And he was going to close everything down this year. And now there are issues going on with current government regulations. He cannot retire, and so he needs to continue with his job. The SSROB I just mentioned, they studied the seafloor with robotics. So Mount Madonna, several years ago, their fourth grade class petitioned their assemblyman and for a law to be made, and they got it passed. And that was to ban microbeads from cosmetics. And many women are familiar with the with different cosmetic products that have microbeads in them. They don't break down. They go straight into the fish, and we eat fish. And here we have Save the Whales with Mara Seidenstecker showing you her photograph, and then later I'll show you what she does. And we have the American Cetacean Society, can't see that, Pacific Shark Research Center. This is in Moss Landing. And here we have the Humboldt squid that came from Stanford, showing that the lens of the eye of the Humboldt squid is the same as the human eye. Okay, so here are some of our other activities. The abalone races, lots of fun. And we have the 30-foot humpback, model humpback whale, and Utaco and scrimshaw. Here is, you enter the 43-foot inflatable whale, and you can see where the organs are. They're not exactly where you expect them to be. This is the Greenfield skeleton that was found at Pescadero Beach by a field trip from the Greenfield Community Science Workshop. And they bring this skeleton, well, first of all, they blenched it, and it still stinks. So you know it's not plastic. And it's numbered, and they bring it in old-fashioned milk cartons, and the people, attendees, are able to help put it together. The Marine Mammal Center, the 2 sea lions, our abalone races. What you do is you cover, you create a shade for the abalone. The abalone think you're safe, and then shortly thereafter you remove it, and then they go racing off into the sides of our baby swimming pool wherever there's shadows. The Utaku is part of our cultural heritage, and scrimshaw from our Basque and Portuguese heritage. And so we have these really fun events. Beach cleanup from 4 different organizations. And we have 3 research vessels, 2 Coast Guard vessels, and a fireboat. And so you can board them all, lots of fun. This is John Ryan, who I was telling you about the hydrophone. So he was playing the recordings of the blue whale on the Currents, Peggy's boat, the Current Sea. This is the Coast Guard boat. And these are the Monterey Yacht Club boats. Fireboat, Coast Guard boat. And these are things that you can do for a fee, whale watching and fishing. And we have lots of music and bands and our committee. This is the bagpipers. Our ambassadors, we call them ambassadors, dress up. Oh, this is Coastie from Oxford, from the Coast Guard Auxiliary. So our ambassadors create an opportunity for people to be able to ask questions, where's the bathroom, or a lot of other questions regarding the particular character that our ambassadors are. But more importantly, the ambassadors create a point at which people stop, take photographs, and this is where we need help. We have 200 volunteers. We need more volunteers because we take surveys from where people are from. These ambassadors create such a moment of point in time for us to glean so much information. 79% of our 20,000 people who attend the Whale Fest on this weekend have some sort of college education. Of that 79%, close to 50% have a PhD. This is not what we were expecting. Half the people come from from Monterey County. The other half come from about 10 countries, 21 states. And so we need to have more statistics in order to apply for grants. The one thing that we have not, we have a wonderful support from Fisherman's Wharf. However, we've hit the max. The max does not include the, to be able to tent our event should we have rain. That would mean that we wouldn't have all of these marvelous exhibits going on. We would still have the symposium, but we need to be able to raise funds and to be able to go out to various organizations for their grants, sponsorship, you know, the cash that pays for tents. Tents run between $20,000 and $40,000. So, if anybody would like to spend about 2 to 4 hours on the last weekend in January, we really need more. We had 900 surveys. We need more. These are part of our fundraising, but we don't use this fundraising to go toward the support of the Whale Fest. This is what is used to bring underserved youth from various organizations in Monterey County. So we brought 2 busloads from the Greenfield Community Science Workshop. We brought many kids from CASA. If you don't know what CASA is, please raise your hand.
Appointed.
Appointed sponsors.
Advocates.
Advocates.
I don't know if it's
There we
appointed.
go. So these are kids maybe who've never seen the ocean before. It's very, very exciting to be able to bring them. And so we sell t-shirts, we don't sell t-shirts. We ask for donations for t-shirts and aprons, and in turn, we give a t-shirt and apron. And this year we're looking at some more items, perhaps a water bottle, perhaps a bag that carries a water bottle. Anyway, we're looking for, trying to figure out some more things because we have 50% of our people are returning from wherever they were, whether they're from Monterey County or from San Francisco or Fresno or overseas. 50% of our people are returning, and so they already bought a t-shirt, they already bought an apron, so we have to come up with something else. These are some of the photographs that if we ever have a competition again for our for a photography exhibit fundraiser, the criteria would be that they just have to have photographs from here. And this is what you can take if you go out on a boat or if you're just on the bike trail. This is, okay, so on the table you have this year's schedule for the last symposium, first the work this year, and you have the save the date from 2019. This is our 2020 flyer poster just about to go to print, and what's his name? Michael Croft? Michael Croft?
Oh, Doug Croft.
Doug Croft.
Yeah, he's a volunteer.
Doug Croft
He's a crazy
is a wonderful photographer, and he has donated one of his photographs for our upcoming poster. And once again, this is what the work looks like that weekend. That Monday, the work is completely empty. So to emphasize, how do we stay alive? We have to create situations to be able to support us on a regular basis. So our budget consists of sponsorship, volunteer organizations, promotion. By the way, we have over $100,000 in-kind support from the community, which I find phenomenal. As you know, you can't write that off on your income taxes. And so we really are really grateful to the community. It's a free event, and we request donations. And of course, people can specify if they want to go to our underserved youth. We're really excited to be able to bring underserved youth here. What works? More sponsorships, more marine-oriented booths. Right now we have between 35 and 40 booths. I'd like to take it up to about 80. there's plenty of room from all over the place. Anyone can have a booth. If it's marine oriented, people will walk away with a takeaway, something gripping, and obviously it has to be dynamic. And this is it. This is our Whale Fest, our mission to inspire, educate, explore, and help. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. And any questions? And if you have any other questions for Peggy, I'm sure she'd be happy to answer them as well.
That was really interesting about how fast we started. I didn't know they fished them out up here.
I didn't either. How come I did this? Yeah, completely completed it.
Well, more than that, but they're not necessarily entangled in the vegetation, but they can be. But they all. The 2 years before that,
Many of the people who wanted to go
we know someone coming up, right?
will be in touch.
I shouldn't say since it's gonna happen.
Every first Saturday.
Try and arrange a separate tour for
And every first Saturday he does a tour.
You're the woman in the know.
Yeah.